Kanu bụ isi ndị otu IPOB, ya bụ Indigenous People of Biafra, ọ pụtakwala ọzọ wee kwuo okwu nke o kwuru ugbu a. O kwuola ya wee kwuo ya kwuo ha na a ga-ekpughe ihe niile ndị Naịjirịa na-ezo ezo. Ọhamadike ndị Igbo, ya bụ Nnamdi Kanu, ekwuola ya ha na a ga-ekpughe ihe niile zoro ezo, ya bụ ihe niile ndị ọchịchị Naịjirịa na-ezo ezo. O kwuru nke a mgbe o kwuru okwu ọ gbasara na mba ụwa niile gbaa gburugburu. Ọhamadike na-ekwu na ugbu a na-enwe ihe ga-eme ka ndị Biafra, ya bụ ndị Igbo, ghara iwere onwe ha. Ngwa na-egbughị oge ka anyị ga-enu okwu a Ọhamadike ndị Igbo, ya bụ Nnamdi Kanu, onyeisi ndị otu IPOB, gwara ndị ụwa. Lekwanụ Ọhamadike.
If you don't want to fight and shed blood, I'm not asking you to fight anybody to shed blood, no. A quiet revolution, velvet revolution. Tell them you will not vote. You will see change overnight. They will write the constitution one night, they will write it. That's what needs to happen. I hope we are all okay. Is that correct? Jibril Abagosa, has he run away? Because I'm coming to him. I'm understanding that they're preparing but I don't know what they're going to do with him. Because the zoo must collapse. It must collapse. A man without birth certificate have suddenly acquired one. Because power doesn't reside with you people. They think that every Nigerian is a fool. That is why they can be certificate overnight. And flash in your face. But tomorrow night, China will carry it. China will say he is valid. 59 senior advocates will come out and say he went to war college in America. Allow him to my believe. But the requirement says secondary school certificate. It doesn't matter if you have PhD, it's irrelevant. Where is your secondary school certificate? Buhari had none before he died. Because he died touching Nnamdi Kanu, immediately. Watch what is going to happen in Igbo land. Everybody involved in the operation partners is going to die. I can't help them. They will perish. Buhari, do you have certificate? The answer is no. If you don't have it, everybody deceiving Nigerians from day one will go down. Nigeria cannot exist. As at this evening, this night, it shouldn't exist. Because you voted for somebody from Katsina State. Fortunately, by the grace of God, he was dead. They buried him. He died and they buried him in Saudi Arabia. They did not go back to Katsina to bring a replacement. They did not allow Osibajo, the VP, to continue. They went to Sudan to go and clone somebody. Spent money, extensive plastic surgery on the young man's face. Look at his fingers. Go and take every picture. Look at his fingers. I'm older than him. There's wrinkles now on my hands. But if you go to look at the pictures of Jibril, you will see there is a young man. This young man is from Sudan. They brought, it's an insult and an assault, not only on the intelligence, but on the sensibilities of the people that call themselves Nigerians. Do you see why I call them zoo and animals? And they get upset. So all of you professors are there. Emeritus bishops and archbishops, whatever you call yourselves. They went to Sudan to bring something for you that you don't even know. Today, that thing is the one directing the slaughter of innocent people. A Sudanese. And you're not ashamed of yourselves. Empty noise makers they are. Nothing in their brain. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Don't forget that the Fulani cabal will do anything to sustain themselves in power. To maintain power, they will do it. Let me ask you, those of you that want to vote. When Ekiti election was rigged, what did you say? You said, oh, go to court. When they rigged Osun elections, that the United States sent their observers who rightly concluded that the election was a sham. What did he say? Oh, go to tribunal. Typical black African man. That was why only 400 mercenaries from Britain came and colonized the whole of West Africa. 400 only. First of all, they went to Ghana, conquered a few people in Ghana, raised an indigenous West African army called the West Africa Frontier Force. Used black people from Ghana to conquer black people in Nigeria. Do you see how foolish we are? Do you see how foolish we are as black Africans? We pretend we can reason. I'm a professor, I'm this. But a Sudanese is in Asorok. An impostor from Sudan. No live press conference. He doesn't attend rallies. They said, how about presidential debate? Presidential, since he no longer go to hospital. This is a man who is dying a skeleton. No, he no longer goes to hospital. Why don't you attend presidential debate? They said no, Yemi Osmaja will go for them. And everyone accepted it. People are clapping. Oh, it's Yemi that will go. It's not him. But it's a presidential debate meant for president. The vice can debate if they like. Because the cabal is playing with all of you. With the help of Yoruba media. They are playing with all of you. I can understand that Yorubas may love Hausa Fulani more than the rest because a sizable chunk of Yorubas are Muslims. I understand that. They owe their loyalty to Sokoto Caliphate because every Muslim in Nigeria, you must be loyal to the Sultan of Sokoto. It's a religious edict. You must be. The same way every Catholic in the world, so to speak, must be loyal to Rome. You must be loyal to Sokoto Caliphate. So don't blame Tinubu, he's a Muslim, or Fashola, he's a Muslim, Lai Mohammed, a Muslim. So when they do all these things, don't blame them. They are trying to protect their religion. Before they even think about you. Igbo presidency 2028 or 2029, and they hate you if you don't know. You are despised because of your industriousness and your God-given talent and intelligence. You are despised like Jews are despised all over the world. Don't you know that? Or in your useless PhD thesis, you didn't recognize that or write about it. They want to send Hagra school. We must continue. INEC will announce victory for Buhari, or Jubril, so to speak, and nothing will happen. When you can't do nothing. After 2-3 days, they call your traditional rulers, give them one bag of Ghana must go each. They call the journalists and renew their sandal slippers. And that'll be the end of it. What will you do? Nothing. As long as Britain is supporting them, it is their sphere of influence in Africa. Britain owns Nigeria. So that is why United States cannot just come in to do anything. So you don't know that? Today we are telling you, there is nothing anybody can do to stop the criminal Fulani cabal. Absolutely nothing. Sometimes I think what they should be giving us is Buhari's death certificate. Not WAEC. Death! They should give it to us. The death certificate. Trump asked us to shoot dead Shia protesters. Very hopeless entity. I'm sorry to say, but Nigerians are so dumb that I don't even know if their stupidity will ever. I hope they rise from their coma after tonight's broadcast. They will say, oh, but he's insulting us. He's insulting us. But Americans, the South, how can I put it? Let's say, the American plantation owners took you or bought you as slaves in America today. You want to go to US. You want to go there to go and give birth so your child will be a US citizen. Why don't you say to them, I won't go to US because our ancestors were humiliated and insulted. If you feel I'm insulted, it's because I want you to think and reason and be better. It doesn't make any sense. You travel to places where you are being held down, like the animals that some of us are. I'm being honest with you. But if Nnamdi Kanu says something, it becomes a problem for you. Because you are black and I'm black. How dare me, how dare this man insult me? But a white man can insult you and you take it. That is the depth of your intelligence. But we must continue. I'm telling you the truth, what you must do. Nobody can attest to a non-existent result. WAEC is in trouble, INEC is in trouble, APC is in trouble, Jubilee is in trouble, and the zoo must collapse. I have not come to the area where I said I'm going to bring you all the evidence. You are coming. Only WAEC, only that fraudulent, falsified, fabricated result displayed by APC and the presidency yesterday will collapse the zoo. Who lied to who at what point? Who knew the certificate was fake? Who forged it? Which Oluwole operative? You know Tinubu is in Lagos, isn't it? Very close to Oluwole. How about Tinubu no one? Oluwole forgers. They want me to be in the same country with people who are natural born criminals. You forge certificate to give to a dead man buried in Saudi Arabia being impersonated by a Sudanese in Abuja. Does that make any sense to anybody? Does that make any sense to anybody, I ask? I seriously do not think so. We have pastors, we have clergy, we have elders, opinion molders, elder statesmen, traditional rulers, intellectuals. They are gathered together. They called Buhari integrity personified. Mr. Integrity. But in fairness to them, Buhari is dead in Saudi Arabia. Nothing left of him apart from skeletons. Of course, his bones. His skeleton, I should say, because I have to be grammatically correct. His bones are the only things left. If at all, it is still there. It's the only thing they have left of him. And the poster is in Abuja. This was a man some Christian leaders, I'm talking about Buhari, thanked for his impeccable integrity and encouraged him for working hard to make Nigeria better. Even on the face of overwhelming and contradictory evidence. This is a man millions of Nigerians are campaigning for and ready to die for. Even WAEC, the Apex Exam Board, have now dispensed with their integrity. Buhari, Jubril, I must say, the cabal, Abakari, that is the main man. Can they talk? Red, can they talk? Siberia. I told you we are not orthodox. If you come here expecting State of the Union address, I think you're mistaken. Here we tell you the truth raw. You may not like it, but that is no business. We keep on keeping on, as my deputy will say. Shameless, dysfunctional old men celebrating the death of a soul of a nation, somebody wrote. A nation that runs on the wheels of no values, driven by greed, avarice, and gluttony. Nigeria is run by a cabal. It's either APC cabal or PDP cabal. You know what they do? They start early. They recruit their replacements. People who do not have any soul nor conscience to support them. They indoctrinate them and initiate them into cults and make them governors, senators. That is why when you complain you don't have any light, they kill you and nobody will talk. When you say to them you are not obeying the law, they kill you. When you go to a court of law and you say to a sitting judge, I have not done anything, there is no evidence to convict me with, the judge will tell you in your face, my hands are tied. If they can tie the hands of a judge, imagine an ordinary person, what they will do to him. My hands are tied. A judge, my hands are tied. A judge, I have come to you, I have run to you for help. My hands are tied. So says her lordship. And that's the end of it. And you're going down. Nobody will write about you. Journalists in Nigeria will not write about you. Some of them are good, I must say. Very conscientious. God, not everybody can be bad. In every circumstance, in every situation, you have good people and you have bad people. There are good, honest people. In the mold of Delegiwa, a man I respect so much. A man of immense honor. When you talk about unimpeachable integrity, is Delegiwa. Unimpeachable. Unimpeachable. I still remember him because I'm old enough to remember. But even Aisha Buhari cannot remember who Delegiwa is because I'm older than her. But I'm a young man and she's a first lady. They celebrate mediocrity. The soul of Nigeria is dead. It died yesterday. As they brought out that certificate, Nigeria collapsed immediately. They have now shown the world how fraudulent they are. But if we all keep quiet, nothing will happen. We must pursue this certificate saga until the zoo collapses. Until they do the right thing. I don't know what to do. Bring out the constitution, place it on the table. Ask the people, what do you want? That is referendum. That's what I'm asking for. As simple as that. Some of the people that helped the late Buhari to Aso Rock, intellectuals, and they know more than everybody else. They know more. The intellectuals, they come out on TV and on channels. Because of that, the intellectuals. They borrow money from the bank and rent a house in Abuja. The intellectuals. The COG. We must continue. We must. They call themselves intelligentsia, intellectuals, academics, thinkers, and elites. They are the elites. The Lord have mercy upon them. They are dumb, very dumb. They lack vision, foresight, and the sense of judgment. You remember Obieze Kwesili? Jonathan must go. Fela Durotoye, they called him. Even this Atuku Abubakar left PDP for APC. Now he has gone back to PDP. So you went to APC to pursue Jonathan. Now he came back to PDP, take the ticket. This is America wonder. Politics in the Omomuo. Baboons doing politics. Remember Donald Duke? Even the Kingsley Moghalu. Nobody asked Buhari, where is your certificate before you continue? Because that is a requirement for my neck. We remember my good friend Pastor Tunde Bakari, Pastor Sunday Adelaja, and our dear brother, our very dear brother, Father Ejike Mbaka. One nanny worker, even Yemi Osibajo, a PhD holder. Look at how Nigeria was when Osibajo was running it. For those few months, for just few months, when somebody who is genuinely educated runs a country, you know. Tam David West, even our dear professor, the most intelligent of them all, Professor Wole Soyinka, was campaigning for Buhari. Even Reverend Chris Okotie. Black people. Hi. Oh dear, the brain of a black man. Unbelievable. That is where our problem lies, in our head. Our brain is not functioning properly. But here we reset it, so it can reason and critically appraise every circumstance. That's why we are different. That is why Radio Biafra is the... Oh my goodness. I don't know how to describe it. If you listen to us, you must reason. You must. These people actually believed at some point that Buhari had what it takes to lead Nigeria into a first world. A man who is the third world man is leading a country into a first world. Is that possible? He didn't go to school. He's a child rapist. Buhari is a child rapist, and everybody knows that. How can he lead you to a first world? Are you blind? That you cannot see. When I preach now, Deutsche Welle in Germany will say, I'm a racist. I'm not a racist. Do you know of any Fulani philosopher? Any Fulani person who has ever written a book, an author? Do you know about a Fulani musician? So I think that was one that sang against me, that said they brought me to destroy Buhari. And I've done Buhari is dead. For daring to touch me. For daring to touch me. Nothing good can come out of them. And I said before, and I will say it again. It is time for a revolution. Not just for IPOB, not just for Biafra, but across the board. If you want positive change, if you want your children to graduate and have a job to go into, if you want proper infrastructure, not one based on false promise after false promise, if you want, I'm ashamed to be saying this, if you want good roads, electricity, ordinary running water and not borehole, believe you me, join IPOB, and by this time next year you will see the difference in your lives. Boycott 2019 elections. Also by Benin, they will start asking themselves questions. They will now listen to you. A politician only comes to you once every 4 years to ask for favor. The rest of the other time, in between, he doesn't know you. His convoy is about 50 cars with the siren or sirens blaring all the time. People are sending me pictures of Buhari. And as an army commander, all of a sudden he's not alive. No more medical trip, no checkup, not even any checkup. The zoo is in trouble. Hey! My goodness me. Buhari was a coup plotter in 1983. They forgave him. Buhari then killed innocent people, especially Igbo people, for crimes they did not commit. For crimes they did not commit. They killed them because they're Igbos. No Igbo man spoke or said anything. They saw Buhari destroy the economy in 1983. They saw the role that Buhari played in Abacha's government. They read all the threats of violence against the nation. Baboons and monkeys will be soaked in blood. Buhari actually, fortuitously I must say, called Nigeria a zoo before I did. They saw Buhari harass Lama Deshino of Oyo State because of Fulani headsmen. Buhari himself led Sharia protests that claimed innocent lives in 2001. They are still killing the name of Buhari till this very day. Because Buhari is Fulani hitman. He is the one that will complete the work of Otman Danfodio. But he's dead. After seeing all that this man did, they still supported him. Buhari is a thief, we all know that. This is the tragedy of a country like Nigeria. A country that is dying. I'm appealing to everybody tonight, it doesn't matter who you are. Your ethnicity. Your religious orientation. It doesn't matter if you're a father, a mother, or a child. It doesn't matter where you live or what you're doing. The time is now to change things for the better. There must be a revolution. No other way about it. All the promises, dividends of democracy from Obasanjo's era to now, no single change. Because you don't know that when APC said the change begins with you, that's the only slogan they've gotten right. From tonight, that change is that you will not vote. You need to change from something to something for change to be effective, isn't it? You've been voting all your life, nothing has happened. For once, listen to us. Listen to IPOB. Do not vote. If they know you're not going to vote, believe you me, before January 15th, they will do something radical. And your lives will change for better, for the rest of your lives. The power is in your hand. The power is in your hand. Make them understand you will not vote. And you see how things will change. If I wanted the betterment of myself and my family, I will accept the stupid money they gave me and all the positions, and that'll be it. But they know me, I cannot be bought. I do not change. Those that know me, they know. Once in a while, they sponsor fake propaganda. But I come back on air and I'll still say the same thing I've been saying from day one. Those that know me will know I have not changed one iota from the first day I came on to Radio Biafra to preach this gospel of redemption. It doesn't matter if you're a pagan, Christian, animist, Muslim. That is not important right now. What is important is that you rescue yourself. Everybody must rise up to say no. Jubril is a fraud in Aso Rock. The WAEC papers have made it very clear it is a fraud. Complete fraud. The other Buhari gave us a certificate. Go and look at it and look at the new one. If you allow this Jubril to continue in power till next year, I will regret ever being born a black person. Because he must leave. I have not come to unmasking him. I'm only dealing with only WAEC results. Only WAEC. Only WAEC. And some of you have to go and do some work. Because our experts are coming. I cannot do the unmasking of Jubril on radio. No, it won't have effect now. I'll do it on television. Here in Israel. With experts from America. Ndiocha, that will tell you who is who. I feel sorry for. The best thing they can do is to package Jubril. I am prepared to forgive the cabal that run the zoo on only one condition. That they package Jubril and send him away. You see that stupid Abdul Salami Abubakar Sharia militaristic constitution, they throw it into the fire so it can burn. Convene people together around the table and ask them what they want. Other people are not also, because I am an Allah, we are going. That's what I can save you. Because if by the time I finish with this series of expose and lectures on the invalidity of the occupant of Asarok, no Fulani man will hold any high office again in the zoo. I assure you of that. Atiku included. All of them. Because what Britain is doing with Fulani people is an abomination in the sight of the Almighty God himself. I assure you. That's why they want to kill me. They know they can't succeed now. They know that. Chukwuka Kabiyam is with me. Have you seen the passport photograph on the new certificate? Buhari is bald. You see how they are digging their own graves one after the other. How they are incriminating themselves every time. Look at the picture on, let us assume the picture was taken recently. Yes? Is that man not bald? I'm asking those of them with me in the studio. Is he bald or not? He's bald, is that correct? Now ask Jubril to take off his hat tomorrow morning. Those in Asarok, ask him. Tell him, Your Excellency, please take off your hat. Fresh air, so you can receive fresh air. Also about tomorrow. Because that thing there from Sudan is not bald. Ask him, that's just simple. It's a simple thing. I want everybody working in Asarok from tonight be looking at Jubril. I don't want to confuse you people. Because they actually many. But that's why I said, if I do it here, you'll all get confused. You know, I don't want some corrupt journalist to be writing tomorrow. Oh no, they're saying it's more than one person. But you know it's more than one person. They know that too. I have the data. That is why experts are coming from the US to support me here in Israel to bring the zoo to an end. Maybe the certificate will do it before that time. But I am going to tell you what to look for. For those in Asarok, I'm not saying those outside, those working in Asarok. You call yourself a patriotic Nigerian, yes? Do you support the imposition of an impostor from Sudan to act as your president? I give it to you. Maybe you don't like Biafra, you don't like Nnamdi Kanu. Even myself, when people don't hate me, I'm not happy. I need hatred to be able to function very well. If you claim you love Nigeria, I want you to look at the man, Jubril, any of them that they bring, look at his head. Ask him to take off his hat. Osoba, you will know that what I'm saying is correct. I'm not going too far. I've not come to DNA. Simple feature. Hey, my hair is receding. Madam Mugo Kenya. Calling him the Kihuma baby. Madam Mugo Kenya. This is Radio Biafra if you're joining us for very first. The time here in Israel, is that not 8:37? Is that correct? The time here in Israel? We are 1 hour ahead of the Holy Land of Biafra. Because we've been able to prove it. That before anybody can say anything about the relationship between Biafra and Israel, they should go to Sudan and see the pyramids there. There's only one other place that pyramids were built by Jews. That is in Egypt. And that's where our forebears learned that very trade. And they brought it to Udi. Sudan is in Udi. In Enugu. We know what we are saying. You debate me. If you say you're intelligent, come out and I'll give you a line, you debate me. If you survive for 40 seconds, then I know you're a man or you're a human being. 40 seconds, I'll demolish you. Beyond recognition. You never knew there were pyramids in Sudan before? These are intellectuals, so Igbo historians, intellectuals. You never knew. Did you? Neither did you know that our forefathers wore talit. Oh my goodness. Because of Jubril's WAEC fiasco, certificate fiasco, I instructed IPOB lawyers yesterday to file multiple cases across West Africa, compelling WAEC to present a very credible explanation as to why a Sudanese man in Abuja should be presented with a certificate of a dead man, if at all it ever existed. So it's a very long and arduous process, but we're going to get to the end of it. Simple that Russians were suspected of involvement in US elections. They are dragging President Trump all over the place. Suspicion that they set up email addresses and Facebook accounts. That's all from Russia. Imagine WAEC trying to influence who becomes the president of a country. What could be worse than that? As somebody observed earlier today, as part of a commentary somewhere, I now know where to go and get my grandfather his certificate if he wants one. Just go to WAEC and give them money. They'll present them for you. Do you know what WAEC has done? Some of you don't know because some of us don't reason very well. Do you know what it means? Anytime you apply for university abroad, that university is inclined or could be inclined not to accept your result. Because WAEC issue results to anybody that pays them. Do you know that? No, you don't know now. So the thing is only about Jubilee and Buhari and APC. It means that the integrity of WAEC has been shredded forever. Most registrars and schools around the world will find it very difficult to believe your certificate anymore. That is the implication. But some of you don't know this. But I'm telling you for free. For free. I'm sure that the Lagos media will write about it tomorrow. But we must continue. I'm sure before 2 more address to our people, Radio Biafra will go back to being the #1 station in the world. I assure you of that. Number 1, an expired country. The tendency for Africans to gravitate towards deceit and evil must be brought to an end. We love evil. It must end with this certificate saga. It must end. Jubilee must be returned to Sudan. And those of you that call yourselves Nigerians, you can sit around the table. We are doing you look at IPOB doing all of you a favor. We are doing you a favor. Sit around the table and decide the type of country you want. This is your opportunity. God has given all of you an opportunity. Your pastors will not preach it tomorrow in church because some of them have collected money to campaign for PVC. So they won't say anything. But the truthful ones amongst them will say it. This is your opportunity to be free. Only certificates have not come to Jubilee. Only certificates. What are you talking about? All the lives of the young people have been drained away. Our children, there is no hope and there is no future. You graduate, nothing. Absolutely. Who doesn't know an unemployed graduate around him or her? Now, this night. Do you think that somebody who forges a certificate or a party that is involved in forgery can give you a decent life? Is that what you think? A party, a political party engaged in mass fraud and deception. It got ended mad. And in fact, I expect a hemorrhaging of members away from APC. That's where you should start. Nobody should be in APC. To show disdain, but being black, being black, and that evil we have in us for being black. We can't say anything wrong with this. And that is why we have no light. Well, we have no running water. Well, why we live like animals, basically. Because we support evil. That is why evil dwelleth in us, which is very sad. Not in IPOB, as into word. Not in IPOB. The greatest enemy of a black man is his poor reasoning. Are you tired? Huh? My goodness. The greatest enemy of a black man is poor reasoning. The only political change a black man understands is violent military coup. The only thing they respect. I think we're discussing this yesterday. That's the only change they respect. If tomorrow night they start playing martial song that Burata has taken over, people will be jubilating. You need to make that change yourself. The change begins with you. By rejecting everything to do with Nigeria. They don't come and beg you to vote. Then you give them conditions. But if you go back and you go and vote again, under this constitution of 1999, may the Lord have mercy on your poor wretched souls in the zoo they call Nigeria. I know some of you are so hungry because you're black. You must behave like as a black person. Some of you will collect 1,000 naira to go and vote. I know that. But know that if you collect that 1,000 naira, you go and vote. All it takes is only one checkpoint. They'll take the money back from you. One checkpoint, oh. Only. Clear, park well, clear well. Inner light, outside light, engine oil light. Everything light. Brake light, brake pad, they want the light, you turn it on. If you don't have it, you clear well down. So the 1,000 you took from a criminal politician will be gone. And you start laughing over it because you're a black man and you're stupid. You don't reason very well. Go and study the history of revolutions all over the world. If the poor people don't rise up to speak, the criminals will keep on subduing them. WAEC is a fraudulent, do I call it entity? Let me put it that way. WAEC should be disbanded. WAEC should be disbanded. WAEC shut down across West Africa. It's a haven for criminals and for fraudsters. Now, when a white man says, you're a black man, you're a fraudster, you start complaining of racism, isn't it? The people responsible for validating your result, your examination result, is involved in forgery. They are involved in forgery. And it's washing. My goodness me. Unbelievable. It was Cambridge University that used to issue certificate in 1961, not WAEC. Everything is forged about Nigeria. The country was forged because it started as a limited liability company, Royal Niger Delta. No, Royal Niger Company. They are based in Niger Delta first, and they started creeping up. Even the Nigerian president is forged in Sudan. Certificate forged. Census result, even the one conducted by the British in 1953, forged. Independence documents forged. Everything about the zoo is forgery. Including the name. What does Nigeria mean? Nobody can answer. Nigeria. I'm a proud, I wear green, I'm a proud, I'm a proud Nigerian. Because you think you cannot live without oil. Let me tell them something this evening. If you want to know how hardworking we are, somebody should just take away the oil and give us our freedom. I give you only 8 months. Nigerians will be begging for visa to visit Biafra. Take all the oil. Because without it they cannot survive. That is how lazy they are. That is how dependent they are on resources coming from another person's land. We don't need oil. We just need our freedom. In any civilized country around the world, the impostor in Asorok Jubril will be impeached tonight. Abakiyari Ali Mongono, Dan Ali Monsor, and the midget El-Rufai, they'll be placed under immediate arrest for subverting the constitution of Nigeria. Everybody in that picture you see smiling and laughing should be in police custody tonight. If you Nigerians were human beings. But of course you're not. That's why I call you animals living in a zoo. Unbelievable. What they have committed is called high crimes and misdemeanor. But because the Almighty Creator Britain is their godfather, nothing will happen. Tomorrow BBC will say, we saw Buhari commissioning a school. You all forget because you're black. You don't reason very well. I'm sorry. Some of you will be saying he's insulting me, but you were slaves in America for 400 years. You're not complaining. Are you? You're not. Because you're black. We must continue. Until we cure ourselves of this disease. Disease of self-pity. I never feel sorry for myself. Ask anybody. I have not seen my family for how many years? My little boy, I have not seen him since he was born. I could have traveled back to England to go and see him, but Biafra is more important. My parents are not in their home. It doesn't matter to me because Biafra is more important. I will be judged on only one thing in my life. Did Biafra come under his watch or not? Not did he see his family. What we go through, some of you cannot go through because I'm disciplined. I discipline myself. But some of you may not be able to understand because you're black. You won't understand until you're watching it, anointed. Until you receive revelation, you will not know, or neither will you understand what we are talking about. Media houses will not bother conducting an investigation. You have them. If it's IPOB, they will write, IPOB did this. IPOB went to a church. They called Nnamdi Kanu Savior. He's went to the place Jesus Christ. You see all those newspapers you have in Lagos. None of them will carry an editorial is more important too. None of them will carry an editorial tomorrow condemning the shard of the fake certificate. No, they won't. They will call the owners of the paper tonight. All of them. You know that they are now rubbing their hands together with glee. This is payment time. You know what they will do? They will call Vanguard, they will call Sunday, they will call all of them. Of course, Daily Trust is Fulani paper. They will say, how much do you need? Don't publish or criticize this nonsense we did yesterday. And that'll be the end of it. Tomorrow you hear, this governor is fighting another governor over nomination of their son or their daughter as a replacement. This very issue will be swept under the carpet, and being Nigerians, nothing will happen. That is why you're Nigerian anyway, because nothing happens eventually. The world can now understand why they want IPOB banned and killed at sight. They don't know that IPOB is the savior of the masses. Savior of everybody, including Shia, including those in southern Kaduna. Only IPOB can save you. Those in the middle belts that their land is being, those in Benue, everybody, only IPOB can save you. Because no other group of persons have the level of courage and determination we have to effect a positive lasting change in the lives of their people. Nobody apart from IPOB. Who else? Who is turning the zoo upside down? It's not IPOB. Not because we hate anybody, but because we hate what is happening to us. We hate it. Some of them that are called former ministers, they call them elder statesmen, because a Fulani man appointed you to become a minister at one point or the other. Because of that, your people can go and die and perish. It doesn't bother you. What concerns is it? Let them go and vote. Once they vote, they give you a bag of money. And that's it. You buy a column in a newspaper and you'll be talking rubbish every Sunday. And they call you an elite. We preach the truth here. If you don't like it, that is your business. This very program to unmask Jubril will happen this month. But it starts tonight. It starts this evening. I've given you the ones who work. I've given an assignment. Take his hand. I've given you two. Look at his fingers. That's number one. And look at his face. Does it correspond? All the enemy bleaching. If you meet somebody who is bleaching, you know, Fanta face and Coke leg. That's what's happening here. Look at his face, like an old man, wrinkled old man, after extensive plastic surgery. In England, though, and look at his fingers, like a middle-aged person. This program to Mass Jubilee will continue. But I want you to do something for me tonight. Get a pen and a piece of paper. You know, we always do this. That's why this is like a university. Get a pen and a piece of paper. Ask yourself, if the man in Asorok is Buhari, Buhari debated last time, didn't he? Why did the cabal say that Buhari will not debate Atiku? Why, Sibajo? Why is it that Fulfud, I've asked you this before, write it down. This is investigation that you as an ordinary person will do. So you appreciate what I'm saying. Why is it that the Fulani language, not Hausa, some of you think Hausa is the Fulani language. No, it's not, because in Niger, it's Fulfude, F-U-L-F-U-D-E. It is the main Fulani language. The dead Buhari can speak it fluently. How come this Jubilee cannot speak it? Some of you don't know that Fulani people have their own language apart from Hausa. Ask yourselves, please. Buhari conducted a live interview when he was dying. December 31st, I remember, 2015 was when he still had me in detention. Where he said that one they call Kanu, that I will rot in jail until he died. Then I came out. Not that if he was alive, I wouldn't have come out anyway. Ask you, why is it that when Buhari was dying in 2015, he was able to conduct a live interview? How come this Jubilee that is younger, jumping from one place to another, from UN to Germany to London, everywhere, why can he not grant a live interview and be pleased by journalists? I've asked you to tell Buhari, this Jubilee, not Buhari, the dead Buhari is bald, as I am, but Jubilee has hair everywhere. Ask him to remove his cap. Now, this night, those of you in Asorok listening to me, ask Jubril to remove his cap. You will see that he's not bald, because he is not Buhari. Anybody will know a natural receding hairline, like my own. If you see it now, you know I'm losing my hair, isn't it? And stress. The dead Buhari is bald at the crown of his head. There is no reasonable person that will not know a receding hairline when they see one. Look at the face certificate they issued yesterday and the face on it. And tell me if the face on that certificate is the same face you're seeing in Jubril. It's very simple. I want everybody to be another Nnamdi Kanu. I'm telling you, we must investigate this together. I have it already, but I want you to follow me as we do this together, to know that the man is fake. Everybody in APC should cover their faces, because it's horrendous. Horrendous. APC as a party is dead. Completely dead. Nobody can perpetrate this level of fraud on a people they claim to be governing and expect to survive. It's unbelievable. The zoo is gone. There are people everywhere saying, you must stop them. IPOB must divide, as we are planning to set our people free. Some people going say, oh, don't mind them, leave them. If they boycott, we have people that will vote. The same nonsense they said, that Operation Pattern Dance will wipe us out. It will be a spent force. Nobody will reckon with us. What is happening today? I ask you. What is happening today? We cannot be defeated by mere mortals. Only Chukwuka guides what we do. We have nothing against anybody. Those that may wish to rejoin IPOB, they are free to do so. Simply go to your nearest family meeting and beg them for forgiveness. Biafrans and the teeming masses in Nigeria are suffering due to ignorance, lack of knowledge, irrational fear of Fulani, killing machine. I don't fear them. They know I don't fear them. They know I don't fear them. The reign of Fulani illiterates can be brought to an end tonight if you want. If other Nigerians can be as courageous as Biafrans are. I know that our brothers in Yoruba land are worried about their survival without oil revenue from Biafra land, and rightly so. I don't blame them. But I want to assure them tonight that oil and gas will be piped to free to Yoruba land. Free! We will give oil to Yoruba land and gas free of charge. Free of charge. To help them grow the economy. And I will also recommend to Biafrans when the time comes that we give oil to free to all West African states to help them grow. They are very poor. Very poor and wretched, I assure you. I told them that without Biafra, Black Africa will remain poor. Biafra is the light. They are going to understand it. Is it not perverse? They pay you 18,000 naira minimum wage. You're begging them to make it 30,000 naira. What is 30,000 naira, Steph? It's not even the cost of a flight ticket from Abuja to Lagos. In a month, you pay your house rent, you buy food, you pay for transport, you pay school fees. From 18,000 naira, you are begging them to increase it to 30,000 naira. All you need for them to pay you 50,000 naira in a month is to join IPOB, remain resolute and disciplined. Therefore, tonight I'm calling on all the labor unions in Nigeria to join IPOB in election boycott. And I assure you they will offer you a minimum wage of 50,000 naira in a week, if you want it. You must remain. Not when they call your leaders, they give them money. buy them tacky flats in Dubai and bribe them. Is that talking nonsense? Remain resolute. IPOB knows their leader is resolute. They know how they know. That was why, even a year plus of absence, IPOB remains stronger than ever. Because they know I'll never fail them. Don't you know that? Am I going to fail? Never. IPOB, they know. No matter what you tell them behind my back, they will tell you it's not possible because we know him. I want all the leaders of the various trade unions and labor groups to emulate what I do. Money is nothing. What matters is legacy. That this very beautiful film that I love watching. I think it was The Gladiator. I think it was Russell Crowe's character. He said, what we do in life echo in history. That's what matters. Nobody will remember you for having so much money. The United Kingdom is littered with millionaires everywhere. But they remember Churchill. They remember Wellington. Just a food for thought. We must continue. Ignore the scaremongering tactics of Nyanwo Doso Haneze. If they meet anywhere, we'll scatter the meeting. They know it very well. They know we are determined. Ohaneze is proscribed, banned, dissolved. Ahejaga is Woshin Abuja. They steal with the name, that's all they do. What have they achieved? Nyanwo, the man that knelt down in front of Tinubu in his bedroom during his wife's burial, begging Tinubu to give him ACN tickets so he can contest to be governor of Enugu State. That is the man you call a leader? I know some of you are shocked. Go and ask Tinubu, was there a time that Nyanwo knelt down in front of you begging you to help make him governor of Enugu State? They wonder how I know these things, but I know. As the leader of IPOB, if I don't know, who is supposed to know? These are the people that are you. All they want is, go and vote, is our... Where is the change you promised? Where is the restructuring? Did I not tell you before in your house? Go and bring something from them. Bring it back here. Tell them that my people, you see IPOB, no, we can't convince them. Give me something to take to them. That something is not money. I told you what they were. What is wrong in asking Nigerian government to open Port Harcourt Seaport? What's wrong with it? What is wrong with opening Warri Seaports? Can somebody tell me what's wrong with it? Papa is congested. Is it not common sense? Is it not common sense to open other seaports? They remove them because of it. And you're claiming you love Nigeria. One Nigeria. A bunch of hypocrites. As Jimmy Cliff sang, all of you are hypocrites. I hate hypocrites in my life. I can't stand them. You pretend with this one Nigeria, but at the back you are afraid of an Igbo man. You are afraid of Biafrans. We must continue. What tangible results can ever come out of voting if not more misery and pain? They want you to keep voting and they keep recycling. They keep recycling them. Obasanjo was what's he called? He was the head of state before. He came back again as president. What happened? Nothing. He even delayed the introduction of mobile phones. Nothing. No achievement. They keep recycling. All of them, either ex-governor, ex-senator, they keep recycling them until we got to the evil that is Buhari. Thank heavens he's now dead. The same man that truncated a democratic process, carried out a treasonable act, which is a coup, wrecked the economy and killed innocent people. Some of you went to the polling booths to vote for him. Anyway, no wonder you are black. I'm sorry, I was about to blame you, but I forgot you're black. I just remembered. The only power you have is to effect a long-lasting change in your hopeless, miserable lives in Nigeria. That opportunity comes once every 4 years. boycott the presidential elections. Boycott it and you see what will happen. It is a potent weapon that only the wise can use to extract concessions from their government. Because the suffering is too much. Every year you complain, you do nothing. Had all those clamoring for devolution and restructuring, if they were sincere, if Ohaneze were sincere, if the governors were sincere, if Pandef were sincere, if Afenifere were sincere, they would have insisted. Can you imagine? Let us take for instance, can you imagine tomorrow, or maybe on Monday, Afenifere, Pandef, Middle Belt leaders, Ohaneze, all the governors, they sit together to say, give us restructuring or there won't be any election. What do you think will happen? Restructuring will happen overnight. Immediately. But ask yourself, why don't they want to do it? Because they are benefiting from corruption. All of them. APC, PDP, they are all rogues. They're criminals. They're criminals. If Atiku can stand down and say, if there is no restructuring, I will not contest. And I'm asking people not to vote. Do you think they'll be restructuring or not? Overnight! Instant! They'll be restructuring. But they don't want to do it. They want to continue stealing. That's all they want to do. All of them, I mean, APC, just that APC combined stealing with brutality. They've done nothing. Budget after budget goes missing. We must continue. It's a very long lecture. If you're tired, I will stop. I've broadcast before for 8 hours non-stop. And I'm prepared to do that again tonight if it's that what it will take to get people to reason properly. We must do it. Now they start saying he thinks IPOB. Of course IPOB is special. For you to be in IPOB, you must be ordained from heaven to be in IPOB. Bad eggs come in and we weed them out immediately. They can't even stay because the heat is too much. We work for every generation on earth. Remember, IPOB is a name that will exist forever and ever. That is why they copy us. You see an idiot somewhere near Nanka with his laptop, they will take our protests, our videos, they'll put their logo on it and say it's them. They'll be writing letters to the governments of the world saying, we are IPOB government, we are IPOB customary government, trying to steal. They don't know we've been to all those places before them. We've been to all those places before them. They get it and they put it in the dustbin. Criminals trying to use the name of IPOB to deceive the world. Things must change. Things must change. Because the cabal, they know how you think. The so-called leaders, they know how you think. They know out of stupidity and desperation, you will collect 4,000 naira to go and vote. But you're still on 18,000 naira a month. Some of you are being salary for 3 years. Some 2 years. Some a year. 18,000 naira one, they cannot even pay you. And you want to go back and vote. It's because we want to remove Buhari. It's too bad. That is not our problem. Our problem is to enthrone a positive change that will last forever. What you're talking about is called political expediency. They want you to forget about Buhari's disregard for the rule of law, intimidation of judges, the lack of restructuring. All these things are there. Massacre, Fulani headsmen everywhere killing people. The army on rampage. A Wahhabi army on rampage, killing everybody. If I cannot protest in a democracy, under which system of government can I protest? Just tell me. Protesters, they won't write this what I'm saying now. Protesters blocked the route of Donald Trump, the most powerful man in the world. He turned his vehicle and went away from there. A black baboon in Africa will be given an AK-47. Let me tell you how stupid Nigerians are. I'm sorry to say this. Very, very stupid. And why I call them baboons and monkeys. They don't like it, but I tell them. Please, my dear Nigerians, the army, you see army, soldiers, yes? Soldiers were not designed to be deployed inside the country. Some of you don't have brain, African people. You don't listen very well. Soldiers when the white man brought soldiers to you, ask some people that live in Europe how many times they have seen a soldier. Britain gave us independence, yes, not independence, of course, flag independence. They still control the whole, they still run the show. How many times have you seen a British soldier on the streets of England? How many times, I ask? Have you seen what is called you know, when they do all this G8 or G7 summit? Have you seen the riots? They loot and they burn down everything. They smash shops and windows. Not one single shot to be fired. Because they recognize that people are allowed to vent their frustration and their anger. But in Nigeria, where you have professors, even emeritus professors, they tolerate the slaughter of the innocent. People who are protesting. Because an average Nigerian doesn't understand that dividend of democracy means you speak your mind, and that includes the right to protest. But they're all professors and PhD holders. Whoever did this to us, it can never be well with that very person.